Hello YouTube and all that kind of good stuff. So we're going to be starting a brand new colony because for those who were keeping track of the transhumanist tribe who is Arco Nexus, we did win. We rolled credits, did the whole thing. So we're going to be starting a brand new colony today where if we look at our mods real fast, and I have not updated the mod command, we do have the Zombieland and Zombieland storyteller in. I also added back in the no research random research. Most of the rest of the stuff all here is quality of life. That won't meaningfully change. You won't see any like extra weapons or animals or anything else. I do prefer running my games mostly vanilla, but we do have the no research random research, which add difficulty, and then the Zombieland is a significant change the way the game runs. That said, I do plan on... We could go ahead and go with it this way. I think we'll do a basic Lost Tribe as our start, which means I'll start with no research, no passive coolers or anything. So when we choose our tile, I won't be able to choose a super hot tile because literally if we get a hit wave, you know, there's dead. Sorry, 10 plus mods is not mostly vanilla. Right. My counter argument, well, if we look at this just keeps the music playing. This doesn't do anything within itself. This gives me some basic quality of life stuff. This is just a quality of life stuff so people don't leave stuff in the door. This is just a UI mod that shows Fahrenheit and Celsius. The geological landforms does change the game. P music is music, labels on the floor is UI. That, like, the extra biomes is also. So the extra biomes and the geological landforms is not. That is a UI thing. That is a UI thing. This is a UI thing. This doesn't matter really. The smart medicine is a quality of life. Wasn't there a survival fantasy back where you rode spiders? What? I've not heard of one you could ride spiders. But yeah. No, I get you're saying that that's unmodded. I prefer things... I think I said near... Yeah, mostly vanilla. I would still argue it's mostly vanilla. It is not vanilla, but that's why the mostly came in. The big point is I don't have many mods that actually change the game. Alright, so there's a Zombieland Survivor. I've never done the Zombieland mod, so I have no idea the difficulty and all this sort of stuff. So I'm going to put a Strive to Survive, which is kind of like the middle ground. I have no idea any of these information whatsoever on what matters. This is all Survivorland mod. I looked at it. I don't know how to, you know, the threat scale, how much this matters, because I've never played around, so I don't get the balance. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like I said, I did say mostly vanilla. So I didn't claim it was vanilla, I said mostly vanilla. So you could certainly argue it, but I would also argue that even semantically speaking, it's mostly vanilla. It's only sadly you can't remember the scene. Yeah. When do zombies appear? All the time. They come from the edges of the map. They'll attack everything. What will zombies destroy? Everything. Zombie senses normal. Zombies will recover from injury over time and have just the normal life. They just have a balance between all the different types of zombies. Looks like 2% of zombies will be special. Looks like you get 3 days until the zombies start showing. And that the game says there'll never be more than 2,000 zombies on the map. But as you can see, there's a lot to customize here, which is one of the reasons I've actually held off playing this mod till now, is because normally when you have these kinds of settings, it means you have lots and lots and lots of tweaking to like get it right. I'm gonna get rid of the groups that I can't at least friend eventually. I'm okay with them being enemies to start, which will actually make all of these fears. I just get annoyed with the idea that there is factions that can never, ever, ever, ever be friended. As in, let's see, means the zombies can destroy them. As in the world map or game or the game map. I'm missing what you mean by the world map or game map. As far as the total number of zombies, that'll be on like my map I'm building the colony on, not the full global whatever. Almost everything with all this has to do with that. All right. So we're going to be loading in here. But yeah, realistically, we probably won't see 2,000 zombies on the map. Because either A, I will be going out trying to keep the zombie population suppressed. So they won't get that high. Or B, by the time we start getting up to 2,000 zombies, we'll most likely be dead. I've only seen very tiny glimpses of this. I've actually never seen a zombie attack watching someone else's stream because I'll just tune in for a little bit. Alright, so the thing I have to watch for is we are running no research, random research, so stuff like desert are kind of non-viable. And the reason for that is I don't start with a passive cooler, nor can I go out of my way to choose a passive cooler. So I can do cold. Cold is fine. Hot can be literally unplayable. If I get a hot wave early game on a hot tile, we die. So we can go with that. I like river tiles. I've grown to like river tiles. We have tundra up here. I also like road tiles. Right, realistically though, we won't get that. So we could do a boreal forest with water across it. That's a possibility. We could go for a bit more of a reasonable temperature thing. It's interesting that it goes directly from boreal to desert, but I mean, not all desert's there. We got a patch of tundra here. Alpine meadow. Little tiny river. I do really like river maps. I used to avoid them so much, but we've been playing them a bit more lately, and they are a lot of fun. Plus, like, water defenses are very strong. Oh yeah, no, and that's also the thing, like, if we sit there with a proper, Ooh. What? Oh, this is one of those maps that's like, the whole thing is stone, so it's hell to build on. And down here we're starting to get to where it's going to be hot. Like I said, that's the only downside I have with where I like to do the random research, no research mods, is that's the only big downside in my book, is those two mods together just make it so hot tiles, it's RNG whether or not you get to play through it or not. Because if you're lucky, and you get the passive cooler right away, or what you need for air conditioning, you're fine. But if you get hit with a heat wave before that, a lot of times you just lose half your colonists to heat stroke, and there's literally nothing you can do. Maybe this map. How hot are you? You're in Shrubland? That's probably pushing heat stroke, isn't it? Hey, Proger, how's it going? We're just getting ready to start a new colony. This one might be a doable one. Grasslands. A little on the warm side, but would be doable. Cookie, just a raid war between two factions, and nearly 600 people can cause the game to become a slideshow. Yeah, no, that's absolutely a thing. Like, you can actually absolutely run to those places where just you put a bunch of pawns in the tile, and that's just it. You know what? This might actually be an interesting one. Soil. It's temperate forest. I want to do a different biome than just temperate forest. We could try this one. It's a little on the warm side, so if we have a heat wave, it still might kill us. We're one tile away from road, so while we don't actually have the road on our tile, that's fine. I always like to them all. I always like to choose the ideology that is fluid, so we can change it over time. So what do we want to start for the ideology? The no research, random research makes the transhumanist kind of a non-starter. That'd be its own difficulty within itself. The rancher's a nice difficult one because you have a lot of inefficiencies you deal with your food, because you want to eat animals as opposed to the plants. Prolicizer is kind of your neutral. I just want my ideology to be able to be built up. I'm not gonna do blood feeding. Flesh purity. Ultimately, you play that like transhumanist in regards to going after the bioregeneration stuff, not the limbs. Yeah, now Prolicizer is usually my default. We can do that and just mix it to something later. I usually don't change anything down here to begin with. I just take whatever we get, and then down the road, I could like my rule is each time you reform, I change one thing. So in this case, we have no venerated animals, weapon preferences, which is actually unusual to have none of that. So there's whatnot. Let's go with that. All right. So usually my other rule is all injuries I must earn myself. I don't mind if they have not so great of stats here. But, we have that. Let's be a little picky. Since I am playing a new thing, that's fine. Since we are playing with a new thing, like, trying to at least have a little bit of balance. Because I figure I'm probably going to need at least some medical. I don't know what's involved in this particular mod. So yeah, I've got a decent representation of all the skills. Research we're lacking. That's the thing. You want to start the queue? Yeah, I can start the queue. Start the queue. For those who don't know what the queue is all about, basically, we can have it where you can have a character named after you. So let me just go ahead and pin that till I manually end it. So if you want a character named after you, you'll do that. We'll do that once we're actually in there, because it'll be the nicknames I set. I leave their first name, last name, just the way it is. But the nicknames are what we do to set all that. But I'll get some of like the basic stuff set up right at the beginning, like work order and all that, and then we'll start running through the names. Give people a chance to get their names in there. All you do is hit !join to get into the queue. That is a very green beard, sir.
Thank you Dicker_Butte for subscribing for 12 months.
Thank you, Dick Butte, for
4 more years.
The tier 1 sub. That's a full year you've been subbed the channel. And, as we know nowadays, every time we get 100 bits or a sub, we do a Lego, and chat, it's time to see a secret. The secret is, we now have a Lego cam. So let me go ahead and get the next part on here, and we'll get going. I just realized all of these are part of this step where it's not a new piece, and every time I've had the rule around that when I don't add a new piece to the Lego, it doesn't count as a separate piece. So I gotta go like an extra step. The downside is my mic won't twist in an angle that it's good for this, so you're just gonna have to deal with me not being able to talk while I do this. So my apologies. I was trying to come up with a solution for that, but I could swing the entire mic, maybe. It's going to be all up, and that's not going to work. Never mind. All right, so you're just going to deal with me talking from behind the microphone. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Alright, so you got this piece all together now. You can't see that. You got this piece all together now. It's gonna take me a little bit to adjust to that. We'll get all that kind of good stuff. And now I need to get my next pieces in here, because like I said, we got a new piece, but the problem I have in here boils down to we haven't introduced new pieces yet. Okay. And then these are supposed to snap in the rest of the way. And then let me grab these two. So I've got that bracket. And I'll go from there. So here's the bracket. Here's these red pieces. That's not the right red piece. There's the red pieces that it's asking for. And then I need the 2 long stem pieces. And I know you can't see this. I'm trying to keep at an angle where you can actually hear me. That doesn't look like that at all. But I usually try to set aside 4 or 5 pieces per time that we do this. That way, when it comes time to do the next pieces, I don't have to do like these big delays once in a while. This is me not being ready. Alright, so now we get to go here. And there's a hole there. Top and bottom. Not really. Alright, so there's the piece there. Get the instructions out of the way and all that good stuff. Okay, and back to the regular camera. So I do apologize. Still getting that where we want it. Oh, come on. There we go. Dancing with the mic, don't mind me. Alright. Legos outside of cam view. Yeah, no, I gotta get that figured out. So the problem I have is my light's kind of in the way there. And then I got like the big microphone boom arm that is kind of in the way as well. I would really need to pull up to that area more, so I'm still figuring that out. Yeah. So it is a whole thing, unfortunately. So it is better because before me doing the Lego was literally going like this. Was me just going up to the camera and being like, "See, you could see me put it together." Which half the time you couldn't see because I'd be like my hands would be all up in the way. Yeah. Suppose that you, UFG and Jess are all doing Lego. Maybe you should all get the same set and compete against who could build it. Oh, so the only downside of the who could build it first, the only way that would work is if we were to all stream at the same time and do that, which for me and Jess wouldn't be too terrible because Jess starts a little bit before me, so we have a lot of overlap, versus FG is like opposite schedule. Like literally my stream ends and we raid FG starting from time to time. And FG's over before I start my next one. Like you can literally, if we have the raids go correctly, you can have right now Halcyon frequency the entire day. Like it could literally be like I raid into FG, who raids into Blind, who raids into like the next person. You get the idea. We can just keep that train rolling. We don't go out of our way to keep it only within the group though. Honestly, that could actually be negative when you do that. All right, so back to the RimWorld stuff. So you've got Monkey's actually pretty good at shooting. You got some skill for shooting. You're a pacifist. I missed that. So you're gonna be our melee. Alright, so right now we're gonna have Raboa and Kambaro are gonna be our melee for the moment. You're gonna be our long-term melee, and you're gonna be our short-term melee because I won't have enough ranged weapons. Where's the knife? There you are. And you two get... Right. Pacifist. Actually, that does mean you don't even have to do that for a mo, because you can use the Pila. Yeah, should have watched that pacifist. That's gonna be great for the start. In the meantime, so we've got all the water here. We got our ancient danger up there from the looks of it. Got some ruins over there. No ruins are particularly well positioned. Ultimately, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh, good plasteel. It wouldn't be bad for me to carve in here for dealing with risk of heat stroke, especially since this map, if I remember correctly, the grasslands, the big negative is they don't have much in the way of they don't have much in the way of words. Words are hard. They don't have much in the way of wood, so we're gonna have to deal with that ourselves. And even though normally with the tribal start, you actually do start. How long is that? 11. You normally start with, you know, the tree sowing and all that. We don't get that because that's just the way it is. All right, so we got this going. We will need to set a zone for growing stuff here. So you're going to start being rice, so that way we can get this as fast as possible. You will be potatoes. We'll go down here. I'll go ahead and set strawberries, which I probably shouldn't set this early. So I'm going way deeper on a lot of the stuff that I really should. Where's corn? There you are. And I'll make a half zone here. That'll be cotton. A half zone here. That'll be heel root. A half zone here. And this can be where are you? The dye. And even though I shouldn't need it, just so it's technically got some, we'll put the fiber cord in there. Alright, so that's way overkill there, so let's go to our work priorities. For right now, I'm just going to tag all of the ones that they have passions for, and start clearing this up. Alright, so manual priorities, everyone will do all this. I do have only one doctor, which will be lovely, I'm sure. Alright, so we've got one warden, one handler, who can also hunt. So you're doing animals and you're growing. You're not going to do art, you're fine there. I don't have a proper researcher. We'll deprioritize hunting in all of you. You're going to be our dedicated cook. So Monkey's our dedicated cook. Congratulations, Monkey, on your promotion. We will have you. Right now, to set them all to 4. Well, right now, we'll have you be our constructor miner. Mostly because this person can pull double duty. So you're our grower. You can handle stuff, and I might make you research. Yeah, you can help with that, and you can research as able. Alright, actually, for that matter, 3 on all of them. Okay. Let's see, is there an easy way to remove blight on crops? Not really. About the best you could do is when they deal with it, you click on it, you say remove blight, and then you go to your character's schedules. Sorry, their work priorities. You say plant cut 1 on everyone. If you really need it right now, the last thing you can do is you can go expand allowed area. You know, say that's the field. You put just that in the expanded area. I don't like having to do that. But if we have to, we have to. It is one of those things that they have made improvements to over the years, but I also still feel is really not where it needs to be. Alright, so we've got more wood there. That's all set. We can go here, go zone, go stockpile. Just set a big stockpile right there that they can haul to. Dumping stockpile, we can set that for the moment. So you are going to have zombies soon. What animals did they give us to start with? I will potentially keep the husky. The other 2 are going to become food. In the meanwhile, though, we can put a caravan hitching point there, so they put them there. Alright, so let's get to naming people. So, for our melee pawn, congratulations, to Zimbo Man. Welcome to the colony. And then for our... I think I have you on plants? I think you're on plants. Are you on plants? Yeah, so for our growing person, this would be Darth Dragos. And then we've got our cook, Michigander. And our person who's going to be dealing with probably research and the animal handling will be Proger. And last but not least, our construction person, who is our pacifist, will be Conrite. Cool, cool. And as we get more people, we will have more naming. I don't know how aggressive we are going to be on recruiting people in this run. Some runs I am aggressive, some runs I'm not. But we'll see. So right now, the first thing we need to do is we need to get production. We will get the butcher spot up, the fueled stove, and the research bench. And in the meantime, I am going to need some steel so we can queue that up so we can get someone mining that steel. We'll set all of these nearby to be harvested. We are definitely going to have problems with the zombies in not too long. They don't show up for another 2.5 in-game days. Let's see. Can I look at the comment you posted before the last one? You literally left me hanging after we finished the set of tasks that my kitchen manager left going in the lunchroom. Sat down and nearly kept me busy. Your floor manager's sub. Now I'm glad she's going to be coming back to this. Okay. So basically you got like... You got someone who's being difficult at work. Never a fun thing. Let's go ahead and lock this door open. Temperature isn't going to matter right now. We're doing the best we can. Thank you for botching that construction. That'll help us with our supplies. Alright. So threat level. Okay. Oh, so it tells me how much the threat is going to be. And it would appear that, generally speaking, the threat level will gradually increase. So it's like, in 3 days, I will get a spike in threat level that'll slowly taper off to nothing, and it'll come back up. But, it does appear... Alright, so I'm gonna have to figure out how well that works, but for right now, I assume what we do is we just keep building our colony per normal and try and get the basic setup, because it doesn't matter what the zombies do if I die before they become a problem. Furniture. Put in a torch for light. We've got a research bench. We are on random. We were supposed to be on random research. Well, I guess we are doing this. That's fine, whatever. I don't want to start over. It was on no research. We got that start, but the random research, I needed to make the scenario have random research in it. I can't remember if you could, like, retcon added at this phase. It probably... I don't even think you can do it with dev mode, even. I think I had to have the mod to start, or... I think you can add mods mid-run. We could probably do that, actually. Let's see if I can do that real fast, before we get too far. Because I really do want the random research mod on. So we're going to see if I can, like, retcon add that to it. What I don't remember is how you could do that. I know if we go down here... So we have... Oh, right, it was a scenario thing. It probably can't be added middle of the way. I'm not going to worry about it. It's fine. Basically, I wanted to be able to have it... Because what random research does, instead of me going, I would like the passive cooler, they just start researching something, and I maybe or maybe not get something I want, or is that is useful. It's fine. Yep, we're playing with the Zombieland mod. That's basically the big thing we're doing this run versus what I normally do, is that we do have the Zombieland mod here. Can I move my camera to another place that works a little bit better? I remember RimWorld is one of those games that, like, finding a good spot for it, I think that's about as good as we're gonna get. Finding a good spot for your camera is kind of a difficulty, because they do like to put stuff everywhere on your screen. So it is one of those games. Bills add simple, not individual. Simple meal times 4. Do it until you have 10. Don't worry about any of the fancier stuff. We're fine. Furniture. Stool. Alright, so we've got our initial room here set up. We are definitely going to want to expand pretty quick as far as our, giving ourselves, like, an actual perimeter and all that. So what we'll plan to do, so that's 11, we can go here in the middle and say no. We'll plan to make a barracks down there. No, don't make that a steel. Oh, come on. I've had that happen a few times where the game just arbitrarily is like, you want this to be built out of separate material, right? No. It's because you ran out of wood and it just changed what it's set to. Let's make sure the rest of this is not set to that, though. Okay, we're fine. You can just close your eyes and pick a random research, it might work. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, at that point, because it's those things that are separated out, it'd be more tricky than that. And I know I could also potentially do a thing where, like, I start a poll and chat chooses, but that's not random. That's chat will either do stuff to help me or to betray me. That'll be the only random. This is how kind or unkind chat is feeling at any given moment. It's not that big a deal. I just really like it. If you've never played with the random research, no research mods, it is a good way to kind of change the way you play the game, because you will find after a while you'll start falling into patterns where you tend to build your bases the same. So it is a way to force you to mix it up, kind of thing. Oh, right, I see what I'm doing wrong. Here we go. 1 second, rabbit. I just literally put you back. Needs to go on the other side. All right. Wait, what were those? Automatically avoid zombies, except when standing and drafted. Automatically extract zombie serum when no zombies are nearby. What? Sure. Cool. So it breaks up the pattern a bit. Exactly. So, like, it's the same reason why I like to do in Project Zomboid. I like to have settings where you like start random places on the map and those kind of things. I'm using Zombieland. I think from the comments or something it said that it was like the 1.4 version, but it was only marked as 1.3 or whatever from the dev. I mean, if it ends up having problems, he just won't do the mod anymore. But yeah, I do need to, while the game is like picking up its pace and all that, I know I need defenses. I'll take 2 seconds real fast and see if I can't fix my my command for the mods. They do have a command for mods that's smart enough to like detect what game I'm playing and get the information, but I do have to manually update the list of mods in it. And right now it doesn't have everything there. So conditional effects, let's see, RimWorld, chat, do this. And we can go here, say Zombieland, storyteller, and no research, and random research, even though it's not technically working. The mod is technically loaded, and I do know if we die or anything, I'm going to put it back up, so it's just fine, whatever. The big thing is when people ask me what mods I've got, we can show them pretty easily. Alright, so you need to keep planting this stuff. Did you already eat all the food? Yes, you did. So goodbye, cat and donkey. We have a hungy. And that does mean you need to die. Another thing we need to do is let's go to our diets real fast. Food restrictions. Do not eat rotten, which they usually will never do anyways. Do not eat kibble. Do not eat raw food. And do not eat corpses. And we can stick with that for right now. That way our cook will be able to make it into food. It's just exclamation mark join. You don't need quotes around it. The quotes are just telling you that is the exact thing it's looking for, is exclamation mark join. Not a whole lot of animals for us to hunt here. So I did get the rice and potatoes and all that planted. We're working on the strawberries and the corn. Once we finish with getting the meals all set up, we will want to go through and see what we can't do about trying to get ourselves more wood going. I'm a little concerned about, I have no idea what number of zombies are going to show up. I know there's a property to this mod that there's like a contamination or whatever there is statistic. That if I have someone go into melee with the zombie, even if they don't get bit, the longer they're in melee with the zombie, kind of the more danger they're in of getting sick, whatnot. We'll have the husky... We'll group up with us. And my understanding with the Zombieland storyteller is we're going to get a massive reduced amount of, like, trade caravans, allies showing up, those kind of events. But we will get way more of the, you know, the ships coming by, like the orbital traders. And then the idea is that just because things are under pressure, because, you know, zombie apocalypse, that you don't have people just randomly rolling through. There should be a zombie cycle pop-up. There's a thing where I can go over here to threat and show it. So right now we're at threat level 0%. The thing is, because it's my first time playing it, you know, I see it has a spike in threat, but I don't know what that means. I don't know if we're suddenly gonna have like 50 zombies walk on the side of the map, but they'll generally stay away from me, or what. This is our first time playing. I haven't experimented off stream to see how much it does or doesn't work. It means, well, I mean, I figured that much, but the properly defining uh-oh is the question. Because there's different degrees of uh-oh. There's uh-oh that's less, you know, like that's suboptimal, that's less than ideal, and then there's uh-oh going, oh god, it's all on fire. These are very different layers here. Alright, go ahead and speed up time. Zero to 100 is uh-oh. Right. The point is, we might end up having a false start or two as I learn, you know, what we're dealing with. Because we are on Strive to Survive difficulty. It's like right in the middle of the pack. That's normally what I play RimWorld on in general. Okay, so we've got our first couple of zombies are showing up on the map. The number of zombies on the map are picking up rather fast. Oh, when you say uh-oh, you're talking real big uh-oh. A group of zombies appear. So we've got 40 zombies. Okay. I have an Equa, a Pila, and 2 bows. I don't have a wall yet. So this might be one of those ones that maybe starting grasslands is not the right move. That I will need a tile I can reasonably get wood to build walls. It's interesting they can't look at the zombies' health. Zombies just don't exist. Oh yeah, no, I figure as much. Wait, what? Oh, it's the rabbit. Oh, were you out hunting? Yeah, don't hunt anymore. Don't do that. I appreciate that, but also don't do that. Where are you going? Interesting. So we got zombie serum. How injured is the dude that made it? Oh, they're utterly wrecked. They've been bitten like 5 times over, 6 times over, 7 times over, scratched and bruised and everything. You know, they're not in good shape. Be careful so you don't die. Gotcha. Any kind of zombie infection? Yeah, my understanding is there's like a zombie exposure of some type that builds up and gets worse and worse. Hey, Longclaw, how's it going? Yeah, no, I figured the zombie infection or zombie serum was something along those lines. Look, who's our doctor?
Kill them all.
Oh, I'm not allowed to treat you. I'm a little nervous about our people running around. I do feel like... "15 hours to infection." Here, I am gonna practice tending you, though. Yeah, no, Bargain, whatever her name, Barga is going to die. But we can practice a little bit of our medicine on her in the meantime. Boom Rat Revenge. Why are you all coming after me? I didn't do it. Get inside. Okay, well that's not ideal. Oh, you're gonna get a fight with those things on my farms, and then they're gonna explode and light it on fire, and then you're gonna burn all my food. Okay. So I am seeing the zombies are closing in from literally all sides. Okay. This sucks so much. Like, the fire will probably deal with the worst of the zombies, But the big issue is, there goes all of my food. So we're learning things, chat. Like, one is, please don't sleep while your room is on fire. Please, please, with the fire. Everyone with the fire. Do not research. Your room is on fire. There are zombies being pushed over your walls. Prevent zombies from accumulating to dense groups. Sure. I understand. We're all gonna die in here. Like World War Z. Yeah, no, the thing that was actually the problem was the fact that we had a manhunter, like the group of Boomlope went manhunter pack, and trapped me in here and then started the fire. I wonder if it always escalates up to 100 right at the beginning. Please stop standing in the fire. So, what lessons have we learned, chat? Because I actually don't know what the counter strategy was going to be for that scenario, considering we were surrounded by Boomalope, who went Manhunter Pack until the attack came. And then it was all just downhill from there, because they're going to die anyways just in that fire. The counter strategy is to cry. Let's see, for my testing, it basically blocks out a day or two at the beginning and then moves straight to whatever schedule was on. I see. You're watching a YouTube series in this mod, and zombies were ignoring animals there? Might be a mod option? Yeah, it is a mod option. I see everything in fire. Nice. Yeah, and we're messing with this mod for the very first time, and unfortunately the zombies attacked a herd of Boomalope who in Manhunter Pack and just circled the base, which prevented me from doing anything. And then immediately everything escalated to everything on fire. Okay, so normally I'd say I learned a lesson after that run so you could, adjust from it. I don't actually know what the adjustment for was. The first thing I want to do is I want to go down here to a basic Lost Tribe scenario editor. Edit. And we're going to make sure we have the random research mod. Yeah, we got the random research mod there, so that's what I want. You'll notice all this is it's like the normal tribe. It's just we start with no research, random research. We got Zombieland. I'm going to drop a difficulty since we're trying a new mod. And that definitely seemed to escalate immediately. Considering we were only on like the default settings. We didn't even turn that up at all. We literally didn't change anything at all whatsoever. And it was immediately like, boom, 40 zombies, they're coming to attack. Yeah, you got 2 bows, a Pila, and an Equa. That's balanced. So I'm gonna just go with it again. Because I think we just had bad luck with some of that stuff. As I said, since, I probably should have left those. It's fine. Reset all. That's fine. Alright. So we're just gonna run with this with the exact same like basic world settings not. You want to watch the world burn? I mean, you definitely got that delivered on the last one. Because I feel like if they had aggroed anything else, like the rhinoceros, that was fine. The rhinoceros beat up on the zombies nearby them and got themselves injured and all that, so it's not that big a deal. But and you know, by that time I could possibly like kite around a rhinoceros as we fill it up with arrows. But the fact is an army of boomalope that was like 10 deep is like, hang on, wait a second. I don't know what to do with this. I got 4 people who can fight. Alright, we're not going to be nearly as picky this time on the tile because I want to spend all day selecting tiles. That's an interesting map. Visit, never seen this game? And just joined? Oh yeah, no, it's, we're playing a very different way than the game you normally play it. We are running a mod that adds zombies to the game, which aren't normally part of the game. Normally you do like the colony building, that kind of stuff. But the Zombieland mod is the thing that just totally changed it. I want to find a river that's roughly sideways, that isn't fully mountains or whatever. Oh yeah, I forgot there's a button that we can... it generates an entirely new world. I don't want to do that. Oh, we can't do that. With random research, no research, I can't choose hot tiles. Okay. We can do a rift. So, a little bit of a YouTube delay. Some message saying a bit late. Yeah, and that is, it's unfortunately just the reality of it. I am on a whole bunch of different platforms. YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, the whole shebang. Same name on all the platforms. The unfortunate reality is YouTube is the one that takes, like, has the most delay to it. It has nothing to do with any settings or anything I got on. It's just... Unfortunately, YouTube for its live content is pretty mixed bag. I say I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time choosing a tile, but I'm also taking a lot of time to choose a tile. So we definitely feel like I need to get defenses up much earlier than I normally care about in these runs. Those grasslands again. Oh, that'll be a tile with a coast. Yeah, lesson learned is that happened. Hey, Murky, how's it going? Yeah, YouTube Live's pretty bad. But it comes up and recommended a lot. Yeah. Well, that's kind of one of the things I'm hoping happens. So, Twitch did let a lot of people go recently, so far as their staff. I'm kind of hoping if YouTube wanted to be smart, what they should do is they should scoop up a bunch of those people and just very genuinely invest, like properly invest in trying to build up their platform on that end. Doing a river mountain tile. I haven't done one of those before. That could be interesting. I'd see that possibly being overpowered. Oh, some of these are awful looking. Oh, right, this is Badlands. It'll be all rock. Is TTK on? No. It is very, very rare you'll see me running any type of Twitch integration stuff. It ends up being just chaos. Like, there's no desire to invest any time into it for a lot of people. If you take the time to tweak TTK enough, it can be a lot of fun. But, generally speaking, you're not going to see me do that. We tend to go for a lot more of a just relaxing kind of good time. Not that we don't play hard games on hard difficulties or whatever. I'm not finding what I'm looking for, and I'm taking too long about this for learning a new mod where we're going to probably die a couple of times while I figure out the ins and outs. Has your favorite Twitch streamer got a 7-day ban for sharing a YouTube animation that had... Oh, yeah, no. Let's see, even though Twitch is allowing others to get away with it. I wouldn't say that. Like, it's the thing is they have a new rule that you're not allowed to imply a lot of those things. And people get away with it, but if you get reported, you get caught. Like, people sometimes get away with it longer than they should, but that's always been just the moderation problem that exists on every platform. Like, for a counter argument is if you look at the situation, if you do stuff on TikTok, someone can report one thing and then suddenly your thing on TikTok gets suspended even if you didn't do the thing. And it's kind of like guilty until proven innocent. Versus Twitch has more of the problem of, because reports aren't handled the same for a lot of people, you know, it's just kind of those things. Man, no, I do agree. We'll just do one of these. Well, it's tropical rainforest. So the problem is I'm doing the no research random research mods, which does mean I can't tell my people. I don't start with passive cooler, nor can I tell my people to learn it. So if I choose a hot tile and I get a heat wave right at the beginning, there's literally nothing I can do. The run dies. We just watch it die, and I can like put my people inside a cave, and that's as much as I can do. It was an animated. Look at my computer. You had no idea what happened. Yeah, I mean, I hear you, Gonzona. Like, that does happen. There is a whole thing, but it is a... That's an interesting map. Last time also seemed very hot. Yeah. But, it is one of those things that, like, there is discrepancy in mod responses... Sorry, not moderator, staff responses to different events. Like in how it's reported and all that kind of stuff. And that is a problem that is on Twitch, is that you'll have people do stuff and one person will do it and get like, you know, a week-long suspension. The other person will do it and get just a day. And there's probably more that goes into it that we don't see, like the number of times they've been warned for various behavior and that. We could try the arid shrubland. It's hot. Oh. I already know I'm going to get heat waved right at the beginning and have like a non-start run that'll be super unsatisfying. Just go down to like Rual Forest or something like that. Deal with starvation as a bigger concern. Because at least starvation, there's play counterplay with versus you died to heat wave because the game decided you died to heat wave. There, Rual Forest, we got a river for like an interesting defensive setup. The interesting here as well is my growing area would have to be outside of my defense if we go with that. We'll try it. I just need to like get a map going so we can learn. Alright, so we're just going to do the same ideology stuff we did last time. Any venerated animals. Ibex are venerated, so that's the other thing I got to keep in mind. Alright, make sure no one's injured, because I like to earn all my own injuries. We don't have anyone with medical. Let's get rid of the slowpoke. We have medical now. Actually, no injuries. Let's avoid for this one, let's avoid pacifists. So I'm gonna be a little bit pickier. I'll take a jogger, definitely. That gives us a cook. You're just gonna get angry at everyone and hurt everyone, so we're gonna take you out. Misogynists will just cause lots of fights, so let's get rid of them. Dear goodness. I normally go with the injuries, but look at that. Hard worker, tough, quick, sleeper. I think we got a solid fighter. We'll just go with this. We'll go with this. Let's not sit here forever. Chill, watch some of this RimWorld? No problem. Yeah, no, as I'll simply say from my end as a creator, I don't see like there is a level of favoritism that does happen on the platform due to like people being high earners versus low earners. Very genuinely, there is an issue on the platform where we do run into issues where if someone is a big enough thing for Twitch's bottom line, it's not that they won't ban them or suspend them or anything if they get out of line, but there's definitely a feeling that it takes more to get there, which shouldn't be a thing. At the same time, Twitch is struggling to be profitable. So, you know, it's a mixed thing there. It shouldn't be that way, but you can also kind of understand how it does become a problem. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll get the rice, we'll get the potatoes going. We're not going to bother with the corn. The corn takes too long to grow. We will go ahead and put those down. We have way worse of a growing situation here than we did on the other map. That's fine. That's not unexpected. It is boreal forest with a river going through the middle. We'll get a bunch of heal root in here that we can't grow yet. Get some cotton here for some early clothing. And you'll be dye. Okay, so need to get the work assignments all sorted out, so we'll tick all the boxes for people who have passions and stuff. And untick the ones that they don't. And get our priorities set. Put the game on slow time. Oh, I need to get you armed weapons-wise. So let's see what we've got so far as our weapon skills. We had one that was melee strong. Yeah, so you're tough. You're going to be a melee pawn. You're definitely going to be shooter. So we're not doing the greatest on that. Oh, I didn't realize you had lazy. It's fine. So you get the Equa and the body armor. You can have... There's a knife in here somewhere. There it is. You can have the knife. You can have the Pila, which is there. You can have one of the bows. You can have the other bow. Animal-wise, we're going to eat everything but the dog. Alright, so we've got all that set up. We can go ahead and go up here and say zone, stockpile. For right now, do that. And for dumping stockpile, like this. Cool. And pray for less fire. Lazy means slower movement speed. I thought it was productivity. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's 1/5 the so it reduces their productivity, how fast they work, by 1/5, which does suck quite a bit. Meanwhile, I can go here, go to MISC, hitching post, put that there. Before I forget, I actually didn't do this last time. Get a recreation spot put up. And let's fix our other stuff. Let's actually keep the time slow. So let's fix all our priorities. So we got 2 people who can potentially do doctoring. Actually, 1 person. I'll go ahead and leave you on a doctor, even though you don't have a passion for it. Get all these set. Okay, so you'll handle our animals. You're our cook. You can also craft, which is nice. So you'll deprioritize hunting for you. You're not going to do art, so you're going to be... You're going to be a researcher is what you're going to do. You're going to be a researcher, you're going to be our grower, and you're going to be our construction mining person. Yeah, so I got cook, hunting is deprioritized, got construction, mining, growing, plant cut, mining. Oh, actually, you do have a passion for the art. We'll leave that as a 3. And then we got our crafter, that's also our cook and our researcher. So we got a balance of people skill-wise. We got too many things and all that. Okay, meanwhile, I can go ahead and put a wooden door here. So we don't have much food. It's going to take us a little while to get stuff planted, unfortunately. And actually, one thing we can do is, in the meantime, everyone has plant cut. So if other people don't have anything else to do, just start knocking down trees. Once we start getting this room carved out... Yeah. We can start potentially building ourselves defenses around here. Because I am being a little ambitious, hoping that our people manage to keep up. If you did get drawn in the last one, since people died, that is a thing that you will need to re-enter your name with the exclamation mark join over here on Twitch. And JD getting their 5 stream streak. Did I miss anyone else? But thank you so much for that. You will need to rejoin if you died in the last one. You don't stay in the queue the moment I draw your name. It does remove you from the queue. And don't worry if you're like, wait a second, did I join the queue? If you type in to join the queue and you already joined the queue, it'll just say you're already in it. But once we get there, like once we get through the early, like right at this beginning part, we'll get going. Now, the thing with this map is while I am going to have the extra defenses of here and we're going to have a bunch of choke points, we still have the early game issue, and then plus the other thing that's going to end up happening is we'll have a shorter growth season than we would have on the other map, and I would assume if the same number of zombies show up, we will have less places they can show up, so they're going to show up in a bit more dense areas. I'm also not seeing an obvious ancient danger on the map. There more than likely is one. You can have up to like 3 or 4. Actually, no, that's 4. You can have up to like 3 or 4 of them on the map. Alright, so we've got the sleeping areas. And they're doing that thing where they cut down all the trees and don't plant anything at all. There, you're finally actually planting stuff. I have this weird bug that happens sometimes where they'll just go through cutting down the trees even if you have the growing as a higher priority. And they'll like clear all the trees from an area, then they'll start planting. Which isn't the end of the world late run, but early run when getting your food in the ground as fast as possible is kind of important. Is it a bit of a pain? Okay, so. This is our production room. And we can make... over here where our freezer's gonna go. Next we'll have a door here. A door there. And down here would be where the freezer would go, like the 2 AC outputs. So that could be our freezer. We'll keep working on that. And then I'm suddenly realizing we're not gonna do all those things I just queued up. That's not happening. Of course, I already added 2 doors. It's totally fine. I don't care that much. And the reason is I want to put the... oh, never mind. That'll be fine. Because I can make this into the dining room later and we'll move the production room. Never mind. We're good. Okay. So yeah, so we can go here. 1, 2, 3. We want the walls to be at least 2 deep for insulation purposes. That'll be the freezer. It will end up happening because we'll make a tunnel through here for the ACs. Yeah, tunnel through there for the ACs. So we can go ahead and cancel these blocks. Actually, cancel those blocks. Yeah, so you can make a tunnel for the AC later. So that gives us storage for all that. We will want to go over here. This can ultimately be just a storage room or production room or whatever. Worry about that later. What I do need to do is start getting plans for where the bedroom's gonna go. And normally I make most of my rooms like round. I just haven't been bothering really fast with that. Gonna make very generous bedrooms. And I am way over queuing a lot of this stuff. It is gonna something that's gonna get me in trouble. What I mean by that is I'm putting way too many tasks up at a time before they can get anything done, and I'll get a lot of these halfway done. It'll be super painful and annoying and aggravating. End up doing it anyways because I don't learn my lessons. So in the meanwhile, it's cold enough outside. We can go for a fire in this room to keep it warm. We will plan for this room over here to be production. So that'll be our production room over there. No, just let them cut loose in that. They are planting things slowly. Food is going down. Long closes. I was hoping to get into stand-up comedy, and I thought the zombies would be an easy crowd to test the waters, but all my jokes earned the audience's groans. A controlled fire. Yes. A fire doing what we want it to do. So production. This will be a fueled stove in here. You love precisely about what mistakes you are making while you're making them. Yeah, and a lot of times, like, I'll even explain why it's a mistake. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna do it. But, you know, sometimes there's a better way of doing things that I am unwilling to take the proper time to do correctly. Okay, so one of the things that's going to need to happen is we are going to need to get some type of defenses up. They're going to take a little while to set up. There's going to be lots of problems with them, and we're just going to have to live with that fact. Start trying to get this boxed off. We'll get that part of the defense set up, and then I gotta make my bridges across here. We'll need to make kill boxes and all that later, but for right now, I just need to get this area enclosed, hopefully before the zombies get to be too much of a problem. But, you know, hopefully isn't gonna do us any good at this phase in the game. Wait, why are you grabbing steel? Did one of these get swapped to steel on me? The doors, maybe? No, I'm not seeing any of the steel stuff. Okay. Making me concerned. Could you go finish this room first, please? All right. Let's see, you tried going the keto diet and your roommate said you're acting like a zombie wandering downstairs going grains. Is gene called implanter? Yes. The gene in the game called implanter, the entire idea is like... It's just like a generic you're infecting the other person kind of thing. It's not the other potentially implied meaning. Yeah, it's the vampire thing, where you, like, bite someone. So, like, where a vampire bites the other person and makes him into a vampire, that actually qualifies as implanter. It's any type of thing, or, like, if you had werewolves, they would be considered having the implanter gene, because they bite someone or scratch someone, they also become a werewolf. You could argue zombies, if they had it, would be an implanter one, where they would hit someone and basically they infect you, whatever. That's just the way the game handles that. It's not another mean that potentially would go in there. Alright, so we're still gonna have a lot of wood here. So we will go in here and go structure, bridge, straight across there, straight across there. Because I'm trying to enclose this as fast as we can. Ultimately, I'm going to potentially open up an area like over here for our kill box or something like that. Like one of the sides, I'll put our kill box where I can control it where they have to walk across the water. We'll see how that works out. I mean, ideally I could have put it like here, had my kill box in this area, had a couple ways to get past it to make it more efficient for us to move around. But yeah. What's this? Automatically double tap corpses to prevent them from becoming zombies. Okay. Basically, when we kill someone, we take the time to reset. Oh yeah, here, the contamination factor. Right, that was people asking about like the zombie infection. There's a contamination factor that different things make it dangerous for you to be there. So the more zombies that get into an area, the higher contamination factor. I also believe pollution, I think, adds to the contamination factor on this mod. But generally speaking, the more time you spend around the zombies, the more likely things are going to go bad for you. Alright, Butcher. Do forever. We can also go in here, zone, stockpile, clear, important, food. Yeah, people who want herbal medicine rolling through. Who's their highest social here? Salamander? Give them their medicine. Mad Hair is right here. Okay. Cool. The zombies will be here soon. We did have Snake got scratched up a little bit. All right. And furniture. Put a torch in both those rooms. Alright, so disable sewing for a moment so the person runs around and cleans up those berry bushes real fast to give ourselves some fast food while we still can. Okay, go back to sewing. Alright, and again, salamanders are highest social, so you go ahead and trade. Okay, I don't know what this underlying green is for, but it is a little annoying. A Twinkie? What mod added this? Is that the Zombieland mod that added this? Because that actually annoys me. You had red beans and rice. And chipkin cooking. Nice. Yeah, it's fine. Like, there's worse I've seen. But I really don't like when mods add stuff that isn't, like, well documented. Yeah, no, I know it's a thing with the Zombieland movie, which is why I'm like, okay, whatever. But it is the thing that you'll run into games where they'll be like, oh yeah, no, this is balanced. We added this just as like a whatever to this mod. And then it ends up being like super not balanced because what people do and don't consider balance is very subjective. Gift from them. They gave us cash. Heck yeah. Good luck leaving the map with the zombies showing up. Oh, I didn't even look. Yeah, so this one didn't jump to 100% this time. So the last one, when we started, it immediately went from 0 to 100%, and we had like 40 zombies just walk on our tile the second the zombies were eligible to show up. And got completely overrun in seconds. And all of the zombies apparently picked fight with the various animals on the map and died. Cool. You go, local animals. Yeah, I can't imagine. Well, I mean, literally got rid of all of the zombies. My assumption is, yeah, because I got like a rabbit here who got. Oh, did you die to a rabbit? Come on, zombie, you're just embarrassing yourself. Why is there a random hyperweave headdress down there? Yeah, so I think one picked a fight with a caribou and lost, and one picked a fight with a rabbit and lost, so you know. Again, just embarrassing. Poor cat. Blues is having the blues. Alright, so I've been meaning to... I totally forgot about this. Let's go ahead and draw our names again. So our melee person is going to be Bongspill. Our mining construction person is going to be Stolpanzer. And... Actually, I don't know. Were you the construction person?
Kill them all.
And our grower is going to be the escape. And our mining person is going to... Actually, it's going to be a researcher. Is going to be Ganymede Rising. And finally, our cook is going to be Sentient Cookie. And that should be everyone named. Yep. Okay, so this time, the first batch of zombies was handled with minimal effort. But as in, I didn't really get involved in any way. The zombies picked a fight with nature and lost. Okay, we are in the summer. I don't care. Cook meals, simple meal, do until you have 10. All right. Endless fire. Yeah, exactly. Right, we already have a person who will handle slaughtering and whatnot. We're gonna need to do that. Oh, 2 queued to hunt, just in case. And this time, we have random research on correctly. Excellent. I'm also going to close that door so that it stays warm inside here. Alright, the research bench is built, so we can start working on that. Oh, wait, hang on. Assignments, manage, no corpses, No raw food. And no kibble. Because I want them to actually cook the food to reduce the risk of food poisoning for 1, and then 2, the meals go farther. Alright. I also don't think the dog's staying. So when will they become zombie nature? So when will they become zombie nature? I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, so we need to name our faction, as well as we need to name our colony. So for the colony, we've got a lot of a lot of water on this tile. I can't really move around. We got a lot of water everywhere on the tile. We got a river going through of it. It is mildly mountainous. Like, we've got like a mountain area up here. I mean, it's actually pretty mountainous. We got a bunch of mountain up here. We got some random things there, and there's our zombies. We are a tribal start, and our ideology right now is just about spreading our ideology. That may or may not come into much play. I am new to this mod, so we're going to see how it plays out. More than likely, what I'm going to end up doing is trying to build my kill boxes to incorporate the river, because it slows down movement of enemies. But we'll see. I have no idea like how good, bad, or otherwise the zombies do on circumventing defenses. But we'll get all that sorted out. So let's see. For the faction name, I don't know. Hey, Lanix, how's it going? So the settlement is... Oh god, there's... zombies. Why are we worried about names? It's holiday week pay time? Nice. The naming stuff is always hard. Rock Bite River. That's what it'll be. Rock Bite River. Just because. And oh god, there's zombies. Good enough. Moving on. And Lanix under 7 stream streak. Catching all the last 7 streams without fail, so thank you so much for that. It does mean a lot. It says, you know, I enter a lot of the games and realize most of my save files are naming is hard. Oh yeah. A cougar has self-tamed. Gonna be real with you? That was not something I anticipated. So how much do you need to stay tamed? 8. What is our best person at keeping animals? Not 8. Congratulations, cougar. You played yourself. Welcome to the plate. It's dinner time. Because even if I wanted to keep it, I physically cannot keep it from going wild again. So while it is willing to cooperate with me slaughtering it, you know, we'll just go ahead and do that. Okay. And then we'll go wild again, and it'll get hungry. Yep. Which is the entire reason it's just like, all right, you removed yourself from things I got to worry about, so let's go ahead and knock that out. Cool, we'll get to eat that. So it looks like we're at a very mild zombie threat, I say, as the zombie count just starts slowly climbing. Well, I was about to be like, we can go eat the, eat that turkey. Let's go ahead and make sure to not go after the turkey. Alright, so, new plan this time. Allowed Area 1. Unless I specifically send them out there, I do not want them to go outside of the defensive perimeter. Then you go here, we're going to cancel some allowed out of this little pocket there. This little pocket here. I overshot in this wall a little bit. Nope. Nice try. Okay. That should do for now. I'll need to actually go to our people and say, you are now in Area 1. Manage. Oh, you've changed this entire thing. Where did this get changed from? Area 1. Secure. Close. Okay. But, yeah. This is where nature dies. Exactly. One other thing we're going to go ahead and do is structure. Orders, chop down all the trees inside the perimeter. It's not going to be a great use of our efforts. But I don't know how bad the zombie situation is going to get out there. I'm going to go here, I'm going to say fiber corn. This is going to be like a trace amount. Raid by the 5th company, attacking immediately. Hey zombies, you know your job, right? All right. I think the zombies got this one. Because a zombie will die. But he's just picking fights with zombie after zombie. Am I led to believe that zombie is now eating that man? Is that what's occurring right now? Alright, so one thing we're definitely going to want to do of some level is you are going to want to go out and clear out some zombies here and there. So let's take our first move, aggressive move at the zombies. Because they are starting to meander near my defenses. Weird. I don't really know why they're dying. I'm okay with it. Alright. So with that, we can go ahead and schedule unrestrict them. Gotcha. So when you're saying when it drops to like the 0% or whatever, that's what you mean, is it'll like literally wipe out the zombies on the tile. Interesting. I didn't expect to work quite like that. Hey, hey, Blind, how's it going? Can we get a shout out for Blind? Blind IRL? For those who don't know Blind IRL, fantastic content creator on the platform, fellow member of the Halcyon Frequency stream team. As well as does a whole lot of good stuff. Plays a lot of Dwarf Fortress, among other games. Here, let me go ahead and I'll get you a shout out. But does play a bunch of games kind of in that realm of things, so they're like colony builders, that type deal. Definitely good times over there. I'd highly recommend. So we've got the zombies went away and then they came back. So I'm not exactly sure how that's working. Alright, so when we wake up and everyone gets fed... Grizzly Bear Revenge. I'm just going to restrict everyone again. Stay in the secure position. Because it does seem like the rate the zombies show up and go away does... Someone turned into a zombie. Oh. That'd be the pawn that wandered onto the map. That's fine. That was a raider who picked a fight with zombies, so you know that's cool. Yeah, so we're trying this for the first time. So currently, I'm mostly trying to keep inside my defenses, as you tend to do in these types of scenarios like zombies and whatnot. That does mean like that medicine that fell off that guy, Jet, when he died. That, it's just gonna stay out there and go to waste. Because, I feel like a knife, an Iqua, 2 bows, and a Pila are not exactly the MVP team for fighting off zombie hordes. As we see the zombies build up and start heading over towards us, we'll deal with them. The downside is we're supposed to get to a set threat level 73%. When we had 100%, we had some ridiculous amount. Let's see, it is your reprieve to snag what you can the map and nature to regenerate. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like it didn't give a whole lot of time. That's okay. My other thought is once we get some real weapons, we can actually go out there and you at least put some hits into them and everything, so you can try and knock down some of the zombies and whatnot. All right, so do we have any production stuff we want that we don't already need? I mean, I can make an art bench. Not particularly need it, but you know. Maybe as people get tired of being stuck inside the perimeter, we can go ahead and do that. The big danger is I'm going to need to allow them to go outside to get more wood. So let's set that. And for the moment, let's take their schedule and allow them to go anywhere inside the home zone. And then as the zombies start making their way over, we'll back and back. You'd ask what the worst that could happen, but I saw the ending of the last colony. Yeah, that was some real bad RNG. The zombies went, poked a group of Boomalope. The Boomalope went Manhunter Pack and ran after me, and so we ran inside so we didn't get overwhelmed by like 8 Boomalope with our 4 people who could fight we started with because we had a pacifist. And then the zombies started their attack, and when they started their attack, there was Boomalope all around my base. They fought the Boomalope right next to me and set everything on fire, and it's just like, what am I supposed to do? I guess I'll just sit here and burn, actually. The good news is the fire was killing a lot of the zombies. The bad news, it was killing me too. So, you know, there's that. Something about house made out of sticks. Yeah, I mean, we're doing the no research, random research mod, so no real surprises there. Which for those who don't know what that is, the no research means I don't start with stuff like the passive cooler and tree sowing and that you normally get. And then say I want the passive cooler. Aww, there's no button. So what it's actually doing behind the scenes, it is randomly going, all right, we're going to choose that research. And it starts researching it. And it doesn't let me know until it hits a certain percent. I have it set to like 95%. Alright, so that zombie is beelining over to where I live. And attacking my door. So we are going to go pick a fight with it. Okay, so we did kill the zombie. I definitely feel like that's going to be an important step in this run, is setting up areas where I can actually shoot at the zombies, that they have to kind of go around as much as possible. But that's only going to matter when I get some stuff that's got some good range to it. Alright, so zombies do seem to be moving towards me, generally speaking. We're up to almost 100 zombies. I do imagine before they can actually properly escalate into attack, that percent's going to go down. I'm led to believe that does cause the zombies to have a mass die-off. That must be the former raider. Oh yeah, no, it was. So you're definitely going diggy hole in our entire strategy. Now, they do have a mechanic where if you get enough zombies in one place, they just climb over your wall. I actually like that as an interesting touch. So we're about to max out on what they're going to throw at us. They are all moving in rapidly. So we're at peak, so it should start to die down soon, which should mean zombies start dying off. But we are going to be ready if they do climb the wall to start fighting whatever gets in here. I expect any time now they're going to climb this wall, because that's a lot of zombies bunching up in one spot. It definitely feels like there is going to be a very big need for us to go out there with assault rifles and everything and do the periodic culling. Just watching the sunrise in the river. Then we've decided that in the river is the place to lay down and watch the sunrise. Which I could get it, you know, you're going like a pool float kind of thing. But it's also 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Which isn't freezing, but it's definitely much colder than you want to lay down in a river for. That's not Polar Bear Club kind of area, but that is definitely, you like it brisk. You like it real brisk. Okay, so the threat is dropping down. Okay, we've learned a lesson here. The zombies have a range to their aggro. It's not line of sight. So this might be really bad, actually. The good news is it seems like they do pretty rubbish damage. Yeah, don't worry about repairing that right now. You're just gonna get them angry again. So let's go ahead and just tell you that for the moment, we're gonna say that secure zone area. You don't get to be in that corner. That's the no corner. Honestly, with as little damage as they do, we can just let them keep doing that. It's fine. I'm surprised none of them have climbed yet. The other time was like dangerous situation. Maybe it's because they're all aggroed? I feel like I'm just teasing them. The zombies are like, hey, quit it. We have feelings. Oh, come on. Please, we just want to bite your face. It's going pretty good the very last 13. It's also working our construction skills slightly. Oh, they got through the door. That's actually a problem. Well, this is what happens when you go and tease people. Sooner or later, they get properly angry, and bad things happen. This is not good. Okay. So undraft them. Please tell me it's not a bite. It is a bite. Well, so we get to figure out if we know how to cure zombie stuff. Did they break the door? Yeah, no, they broke the door. I didn't see that the door was getting damaged. And then they're just like, nope, get in there. Alright, so we've got medical treatment, so please go to bed. Please go to bed. And we have our best doctor here. So is it an operation to try and, no. I think it's a 10%, extract 10% chance. Gotcha. And the bodies don't seem to last very long. Mad Doe. Okay. They may or may not be affected. Oh, okay. So it's not a guarantee. Colonist is bitten by a zombie. At this point, it is unclear if they have developed the infection or not. Monitor their wounds closely because infections take some time to develop. So yeah, so we'll definitely want to... The solitary prayer? Sure. Actually, no. I was gonna say sure, but it's like, actually don't care. Alright. Zombie bite. Tolpanzer. Brendo Buddyo. Construction pawn. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. But, your time in colony is coming to an end, friend. Oh, here. How much longer do you have? 13 hours? Yeah, so I'm gonna need you to leave your things, friend. So yeah, so I want that clothes and that knife. Meanwhile, if you just do me a solid, what is that black goop? I hate it. Special zombie. Yeah, so sadly, Tolpanzer, you're dead. So definitely need to figure out all that stuff. And I'm just having Toll stand basically as far away as I can have them stand. My understanding is there's like a threat level percent, and when it goes down, the zombies will die off and disappear. So there's kind of like a wave system to it. Oh. Because there's no way anymore to rescue them. I see. So they're not a zombie yet. Alright, It's alright, Tulpanzer. You went one of the zombie. Right. So that does really suck, because now I can grow or construct or research. I don't have the capacity to do them all. We can go ahead and make our cook also research. What the heck do you do around here? You can do the research. That's what you could do. You can do the research now. Never mind. So haul those components in urgently. It's kind of balanced around combat advance, probably. I had a bunch of people suggesting that I install, like, I had literally dozens of mods suggested that I really need to do if I do this, and I'm like, yeah, if it's that many, I won't. So we're just trying it with the storyteller and with the Zombieland thing. We'll just go with that. If I have to get to the point of needing, like, combat advanced and all that, we'll just do a different run. If you've been around the channel know I'm not big. Like, I'm down to do mod, but, like, I like to think of it, you know, vanilla-esque, vanilla plus, whatever you want to go with. Where it's not vanilla, but it's in that general ballpark. This one is definitely not vanilla. It's basically, it would be vanilla-esque other than the Zombieland thing, which changes a lot of it. So it is a significant change to the game. Yeah, no, I mean, especially as someone who does content creation, one of the last things I want is to constantly be having to go through and tweak and adjust and all that kind of stuff. Because, you know, this mod ends up being really crashy or whatever, or performance implications or all that. It can absolutely ruin a run. And it's bad enough when you're playing the game on your own and you have a mod that just bricks your run or whatever. But when you have a whole bunch of people invested in the content and are really excited, then you have to just kind of kill it at that point. It's very, very feels bad. And it happens. But it is one of the reasons I mod lightly, is just, I've been burned enough times, I just don't want to deal with it. We've had a good number of games get soft locked in this, on this channel from mods, even with me modding fairly lightly. Yeah, the one with Combat Advanced really is the Project Zomboid experience. Gotcha. So we get to the mid to late game and there's nothing to do but beat up on zombies. No, I'm teasing. It's me being toxic. Don't mind me. I've played a lot of Project Zomboid over the years, and there is a certain truth that the mid to late game of Project Zomboid is a bit lacking, is the way I will say it. Ooh, we're gonna go way up here in threat. So let's see this time if I am the one who is the aggressor here. Can I manage to knock down a handful of zombies before they manage to get any type of attack going? So good news, they don't seem to respond to being hit. They seem to be proximity only. So this does make me feel like I could make a platform and just use like a sniper rifle or a bolt action or something. And just clean house. Okay. So I am noticing that they're attacking despite the fact that I took them off of that. Oh, I guess that's supposed to be a crawler. Let's try and get some more of the serum as time goes on. Yeah, so we restrict them to home in that. We're restricted this area. That should mean we can go out and like pick on them a little bit. Why are you attacking that? Okay, you go back inside. Trying to deal with getting rid of as many as possible. Got a big group down there. Just trying our best to shoot. What are you? I guess it's supposed to be an armored zombie. Get inside. Please don't light my walls on fire. Okay. Time to fall back again. The walls are going to collapse. There's no stopping it. Because one of the zombies caught on fire and then ran it all in. Good luck, Bong Spill. Tanking with the best of us. I need you to actually fall back. Nope, it's too late, Bong Spill, buddy. Should have fallen back earlier. Please kill that one. Please kill that one. You fall back as well. Oh, Bong Spill, buddy. You are so dead. I mean, the rest of you are dead too, but you're dead faster than the others. Well, that's deeply upsetting. They're eating him. Alright, we're gonna do another fallback here. That way only one can be melee at a time. So this is a pretty different mod. GG, do you think it'd save this situation? Probably not. Like, we'll recover here in a minute when the threat drops down below 100%. It definitely feels like this is one of those mods that you don't want to, you don't want any other challenges going on. You are supposed to play this by itself. Because again, we haven't turned this up in any way. How many zombies are there now? 106 on the map at the moment. I have mixed feelings about this mod, honestly. Like, on one hand, I like the idea. On the other hand, like, the fact that we already had a group of like 20, 30 of them running over and attacking us right at the beginning before we've got no research done. It does feel like you're not meant to do any type of challenge stuff. We're dying to superheated air because the zombie ran into our building on fire. And everyone is dead. Because if I run out there, you're going to die to the zombies. If I stay in here, we're going to die to the fire. So yeah, so I feel like, very genuinely, I'm supposed to start differently. Because we've already got enemies with, like, I can't click on... I understand why they don't let you because of performance implications. But it would be really nice to be able to click on them to at least see information about them. Like, the fact that I got this armored one out here that I can't break with, like, a lot of our weapons we have right now. It's a very curious problem to have at the beginning. Alright, so this one's dead. They're just gonna die to superheated air. Huh. Hey, Uche. So let's go ahead and pop back in here. So instead of the ones we've been doing, let's just do a normal crash-landed start. None of the other challenge stuff I normally do. We're gonna leave this on its default settings. The Zombieland one. We're gonna leave the world on its normal settings. And again, if you were in the last colony and you want to be in part of this, you can go ahead and, you know, do the exclamation mark join again to get re-added to the queue. I'll get all the stuff set up, like the work priorities and zoning and all that, and then we'll start doing the name to give people a moment to get in here. So yeah, so we definitely are trying a new mod, and it is definitely a challenging one. I really hope where people said it's balanced around Combat Advance. I believe Combat Advance, correct me if I'm wrong, it adds in a whole bunch of extra weapons, among other things. Oh, okay, it's like, wait a second, where's my world? Combat Advanced is balanced around a whole bunch of the, or it adds a whole bunch of extra weapons and all that stuff. If it joined, do you have to be a person? More than likely we won't end up having things. It also adds in that you have to craft ammo. Gotcha. Pillboxes, etc. Gotcha. So it does add a bunch of opportunity with weapons, but it also adds in some things to accommodate the weapons as well. Alright, so what do we want to do for a different approach to this? Because now we're not restricted with the research and all that. It could be we do some ridiculous ice sheet nonsense. I don't think that's going to in any way affect the zombies, though, so it'll be just pain points for me that don't affect the zombies at all. Let's go to a potentially really defensible map. Like one of the more defensible positions kind of thing, and just see how that goes. Because I want to kind of see what happens if we start putting pressures on what we have going on here. Deep water help to shoot across, but they can't cross? Oh, they can't cross deep water? That is very important information that I was not provided by the game. So they can't cross deep water. That opens up a lot of opportunities for abuse. Not that I necessarily want to go for... Do I? I don't think we can get away with that. As much as I'd love to do this, there'll be no trees to build with or anything, so it will be just fighting the zombies in the open for the entirety of the beginning of the run. Which I don't think is going to be a particularly viable strategy. Oh, that might be a fun one. Where are you? Because that's shallow water. Are we going to Dead Island? Yes, that's shallow water. So that actually would be doable, and the zombies would still be able to cross. Yeah, let's do this. This is an interesting one. It's technically a marsh tile, not that that's going to matter much with the island being there. So we're going to do the same exact thing we did for ideology and all that. That's fine. Do we have venerated animal? No. They don't have any strong opinions about anything. Lots of ideology stuff. That's cool. Let's check, make sure no one has... Right. I was like, wait a second, where's the rest of my pawns? Right. Abrasive can get right out of here. I'm gonna actually be picky about this. Normally I'm not that picky, but in this particular one, just because of what we're doing, I'm gonna be picky. Because it does seem like we want to actually have, you know, some solid pawns to start with. I don't need like someone who's got like 3 positive. I'm looking for one that doesn't have a basket of negatives. Fast learner, tough. I am convinced and sold, and you can do everything. You're terrible at combat, but you can do everything. Not really. They can do a lot of stuff. Hard worker. Hey, that works for me. And honestly, we're probably not going to end up doing much with drugs, so we are completely lacking on a cook. Well, we've got a doctor. So you're a crafter and a doctor who can do construction. You're a solid combat pawn who can do plants. And nothing else. And you're kind of a jack of all trades. We do have a lot of overlap in our cooking and everything. I think we just do without having a good cook and just accept the early game's going to be a bad time. At least you didn't die to the zombie apocalypse. Let's see. Downside, limit ammo. Upside, better math for good shooters. Gotcha. Alright, so this is the one where you get dumped here. So we're on this little island. We're definitely going to want... They gave us a bunch of Twinkies? Okay, game. Why are you the way you are? Alright. Oh, sweet. And we have the tree on our top. Wait, it doesn't matter. We're not... I'm so used to doing tribal runs. It's like, oh, we could get psychic powers this one. It's like, oh, right. Why are there Twinkies everywhere? I'm not upset about the Twinkies being everywhere. I'm just confused about the Twinkies being everywhere. Okay. Alright. So, with that, we're going to build way back here for the starting buildings. This will be our farmland, and the idea is the zombies can't cross the deep water, but the shallow water is totally fine. But they will be slowed by it, so it will give me a little bit more opportunity to harass them on their way in. So that'll be good. So let's go ahead and start with some growing zones. So you got potatoes going in there. We can make this rice for right now. We can go up here. I didn't even check what this biome even is so far as how long my seasons are. You can just be potatoes down there. You can be heel root. So we got a good grower if we're able to do all that. You can go here. You can have the strawberries. You can be corn. And I know there's definitely more optimal things and all that. My stance when it comes to like min-maxing my games is I don't care. I don't care. If it's a requirement for me to min-max a game just to play it, I usually won't play it. You can do die, so you can start with all that. Go to our work settings. Say yes to everything. Oh, where are your weapons? All right, who is our best shot and who is our best people? So you're 10, 1. Congratulations, you're a melee pawn, Pavel. That may or may not actually stay that way. I haven't done this start in so long, I don't even know what the normal equipment is. You are going to be forced to wear all of the flak stuff, since you are the melee pawn. Animals, that cat is definitely not going to make it. Alright, meanwhile, we can go structures, wood structure. Oh, I see. Okay, so with this, we can go ahead and get ourselves a place for them to start sleeping and whatnot. And let's get to our assignments here and fix our priorities. One of these days, I can't remember, it's like prepare carefully or whatever. One of these days, I'm going to remember to actually grab that mod so that I don't have to go through this at the beginning every single time. Alright, so let's see here. For our pawns, you aren't going to be able to hunt, you will. So you are going to be our construction pawn. You are going to be our growing pawn. You are a crafter. I don't really know who's going to do research yet. You are also going to be our cook. And we'll just... anyone can do that who can find time. Okay, there we go. That'll be our priorities for right the moment. They've got all that set up and going. We need to grab our stockpile. So, grab the medicine since it's in the water. Grab the Twinkies since they're in the water. And the other stuff, we should be okay. Like, all the steel in that can lay out there. The wood can lay out there. It'll take enough time to rot. But all the stuff that'll rot faster, I want to get those back to our area. Okay, so in the meantime, let's go ahead and get our next contestant. So Pavel, who is our construction person / probably going to die horrifically in a fight. Congratulations. Conrad, welcome back. And next we've got Jersey. Jersey's going to be doing... what are you doing here in the colony? Jersey, who is our crafter / we're going to pretend to cook. You're going to cook anyways, but you'll get there someday. That's going to be Dick Butte. And then finally, we've got Strapping, who's going to be our grower. And congratulations, Slick CD. Cool. Alright, so it is complaining that we need warm clothes. What tile are we on? We're on Marsh. Right. What temperature range are we going to expect to be facing here? Just a bit under 50 Fahrenheit. So, you know, pretty cold. To about the 80s. So it'll be not a particularly horrific area to deal with. Not the happiest. Oh, go ahead and grab those nice pants and bring them over here too. You also have a nice hat, so we're winning. Yeah, no, we chose a different start than I normally go for. So we are getting a lot of benefit from a lot of that stuff. Why is no one growing? I'm highly amused that we've got all these Twinkies as opposed to all the other normal things we would have at this stage. Nicely done. Versus like all the normal things you'd have at this stage of the game. That I'm just it's kind of fascinating to see how that's all gonna go out. So we need the research bench, that's fine. Need production, we'll need fueled stove, the butcher's table, the stone cutting table, the tailor. And I'm choosing the ones that don't require electricity to start with, and we'll move to the ones that do require electricity later. So it looks like Twinkies are a food in this game that don't spoil, potentially. Okay. So I'm going to try and also make rooms for supplies, bits, make stone blocks, do forever. Meals, add, cook simple meals, do until you have 10. That was the gimmick in the movie, yeah. No, that's the whole thing. But it's basically in the game, it's kind of the equivalent of your rations and ergo bat. Oh, right, we left this on normal. So let's go ahead and get smithing going. Actually, let's not do that. Do we have a geothermal nearby? We do. We've got one really well-placed geothermal and one that's definitely usable. So let's go ahead and we're going to be greedy and go right for the geothermal power. So we can get electricity online and secured. Meanwhile, if we look at our threat, so it is going to bounce up to like a 60-something% threat pretty early on. And not actually drop off in a meaningful way. So we are going to need to be ready to fight that. Now, my assumption with this particular one is we'll want to take advantage of taking down as many of them before they even get to us as possible. So give ourselves like firing lanes, those kind of things. If we can get to the point that we're ready for that. That'll be the door. Meanwhile, bills, butcher creatures, any immediately, tailoring. I'll add stuff to tailoring once we've got that set up. For right now, this is going to probably be just a storage room. And it'll expand as able. Can you suggest a strat? If it's going to spoil things that I should be learning from the mod, then probably not. But if it's just something like, you know, adjust your setup or whatever, maybe. A long hump? Yeah, so we're gonna have to like pick away at the zombies on their way in. The big issue is I'm not gonna have enough time to properly build out a defense. We're just gonna have to like make do as best we can. I think we'll plan to make the kill box on this side. But in the interim, I'm gonna need to start trying to set up basically any kind of defense. One thing we're also gonna do is goodbye, cat. You're gonna eat our food and you're made out of food, so... Don't treat these like a normal run like you are? Well, right. The thing is I do need to secure food and I need to get defenses. I mean, regardless, I think that is what I do have to do. Because like if I ignore my food and all that, it won't matter what the zombies do. Like we'll just be dead before we get there. Yeah, so we're getting those cut up. We've got food. Oh, literally the Twinkies are the packaged meals. Like I was saying, they act like it, but they are doing that. So we're definitely going to need to get our position secured as fast as possible because I'm not going to be able to get a proper defense built here nearly soon enough. Okay. The mod is actually easier than you think. Yeah, no, I mean that's the thing. I'm gonna do some trial and error. We'll figure it out. But that's the whole thing, is when you first start playing a new mod or new major change of the game or whatever, you just have to tinker. I did notice when we came to the buildings, if we just hide it inside, they would group up and climb over the wall even though we have a ceiling, which is kind of weird. But it is what it is. Alright. So we are grabbing stone and all that. We're not getting enough of any particular stone to get a proper defense up. I also don't have nearly enough wood to do anything. We are probably literally just going to have to watch the zombies as they come in and just have someone who's going to take the time to try and drop as many of them as possible. I imagine one of the things working against me with the other ones, because I was doing the tribal with the bows, I just wasn't able to kill them nearly as fast. I did notice it's changed the default reaction for the characters. The default reaction is normally to run away. On this one, the default reaction is to fight. Which I actually don't think is bad. Any zombies that start making their way towards the island, we're gonna wipe out. Be a bit more aggressive about it. I'm curious if it makes its way around. Oh, why did you go out there? Cool. So what are you after? Oh, you're trying to deconstruct the ship part. Yeah, let's cancel that for right now. That's on me. Need defenses. Yes, I do. Let's see, why most streamers won't do windmills and a few batteries? My opinion, that's good. I've done windmills and batteries plenty. It's just geothermal when it's convenient is much better. Like, much better. Because the windmills and dropping off and on that power, we still have to research the batteries, which don't get me wrong, 400 is nothing. The other thing you gotta watch out with batteries is there's the bzzzt event. Every additional battery you have on your grid, the worse that event gets. And so if you get a good like 20, 30 batteries on there and it pops off, it like just literally erupts fire into a giant radius. So that's the reasons you'll see a lot of them avoid, is that bzzzt event in the wrong place will absolutely cause mayhem. But yeah, no, I've done windmills and batteries tons. Like if I have a start that I don't have an easy access geothermal, I'll tend to do windmills and batteries as well. Fire foam? Okay, so that's telling me I need to... Well, the problem with fire foam is it does mean I need to go, okay, so I've got a wire through here, so I need fire foam here. If I got an over there, I need fire foam for there. If I need over here, I got fire foam there. And it just means I have to have lots of fire foam. Anywhere that power goes, I have the chance of having the bzzzt event. Now, granted, late game, you're going to end up having a bunch of other, a bunch of useful stuff to help prevent problems with it and all that. But yeah. No, windmills are fine. I've used windmills plenty. Would you kill it? Cool. Got more zombies coming in from this side. You must be a special one. When will start your car? Now it's the same thing, like I almost never use the water wheels because I almost never am on river maps. But the water wheels are actually pretty awesome as well. How are we doing on all of our needs? Not great. All right. So pretty soon, let's have them drop back, get some food and all that. We're trying to keep the population of zombies under control as much as possible. Yeah, they're up again. All right. I love the knockdowns for the zombies, where it like pinwheels on the ground for a second. It's pretty fun. I think the windmill is average about 1,000 watts. So 4 of them would be maybe 3 batteries. Is quite nice. No need to find that geothermal place. Well, that's my whole thing is I don't go out of my way to locate maps. Hey, please don't shoot past each other. I don't go out of my way to find like maps with ideal like geothermal positions or anything like that. It is very genuinely, if I happen to have a geothermal nearby, I'm going to take advantage of it. If I don't happen to have a geothermal nearby, we'll just make do. So I'll use wind, I'll use, you know, solar, whatever. Alright. Yeah, so downsides are not getting nearly enough sleep, but we are mostly keeping the zombies at bay by just shooting at them a whole lot. The other good news is we're getting plenty of skill in shooting in general. Yeah, and I've also in a pinch used the wood fire like stuff if I don't have good positioning for windmills, which is pretty rare. Alright, you need to get back out here. Yeah, no, if you're using the chem fuel generators, getting some boomalope is a big send. Alright, you go back to sleep. We'll do whatever. The big thing is I need my people to be able to get at least a little time of stuff other than shooting at the zombies. Which a big thing that'll help again is just getting situated here more. We're getting plenty of serum out of this. Little by little. So percent should be dropping from here. It's funny when you can place 2 windmills opposing in the right way. Oh yeah, no, I do that a lot. If I am gonna do windmills, I usually won't put them down unless I can do the thing where they face each other. You know, then you just can put stuff down in the middle as long as it's not something that'll block the area. But yeah, no, I use windmills plenty. But yeah, no, one of the big reasons you'll see people avoid doing like windmills and batteries or solar and batteries is the Psst event. Because sure, you can use fire foam. It ends up being a lot of fire foam poppers to cover the areas you care about. And it can happen at like the worst possible time where like in the middle of a bad raid, you just have this short happen in the back of your base and then you're suddenly in deep trouble. It's basically trying to remove that random variable of things going wrong. But I've seen plenty of people who stream the game who use the windmills. But it's usually situational, like you use it when it makes sense kind of thing. I also want to say there's the different buildings, they have kind of a math that goes behind that how many components you're going to likely need to build and keep it in repair and all that over its lifespan. And I want to say it was, and like the different generators have different math to them. I don't remember the numbers to it or whatever, but I vaguely recall that windmills were one of those ones that don't do as well in that count. Like they have a lower initial cost, but they end up being repaired more often just because of the hidden math the game has. Not that that's a big deal. You usually use windmills in the short term, and then you pivot over to something else. Also, mechs love to smash windmills. Yeah, you gotta enclose them. Another big problem you have with windmills is they have to be out in the open by their very nature, which means they're easy targets for drop pod raids. That they'll drop into that opening between your windmills and then attack them, and you can't put defenses around them. And so they drop in, and you have like 8 enemies in there, and you go, well, I guess my windmills are destroyed, and then your power drops. Versus geothermal, what you can do is you can put a box, you put barricades around that, and you have the geothermal in the middle, and it makes it ineligible for drop pod raids because the space is occupied. And you can still reach in and do everything you need to like put out fire, repair, and whatever. Solar panels, you can also do that too, but it's less convenient for space to do solar panels where you do like the wall, the barricades, and the solar panel. But yeah, now they all have their pros and cons. I have no idea how the windmill versus solar works as far as component efficiency, because it's usually not something I put much focus into. I really wish I could look at you and just have any idea, like, are you about dead, or are you just barely grazed, or what's going on here? You think we should name the colony? Town by the Thicket was the default name. You know what? Anti-zombie nation, Town by the Thicket. Sure, why not? I've seen way worse names in this game than Town by the Thicket. Yeah, you built the geothermal. I've done that too, where you're like, you're hurting for space, you just build the walls right there and just go, it's fine. Oh, so you shoot enough and then the armor breaks and then it just immediately goes like full aggro. That's interesting. Alright, so it does seem like the strategy here is we want to get a lot of ranged weapons, just so we can kind of pick at the zombies as they try and move in on us, like we've been doing. This might be an interesting one to just like get sniper rifles and just pop shots out into the distance. Now, I'm assuming with the events we still want to fall back on stuff like assault rifles and all that that are much, much better than just the flat damage kind of thing. Oh, you can go ahead and get rid of this. Prioritize all those for hauling inside. And those for hauling. Okay. More shooty-shooty, less bitey. Yeah, no, it definitely feels like, because where they're set to automatically attack stuff as it gets close enough, just having a lot of stuff like bolt actions and sniper rifles means as the people walk around, they get line of sight on a zombie, they're going to start popping shots off. We are definitely going to want to have some level of defense still to, you know, bottleneck him. Really? Come on. So you really only have fun with this run when you have Embrasure mod active? I don't know what Embrasure is, as far as mods go. Oh. You prioritize that makes sense. We can go ahead and just say... for right now. Walls with holes that you could shoot through? Oh yeah, no, I don't want mods like that. Those are the mods that tend to very, very quickly break the balance of the game, and what to me is a bad way. Again, however you choose to play, if you're having fun, congratulations, you are playing correctly. But it is just one of those things that some of those mods that really, really change the way the game functions, I tend to avoid. Alright, so turn that back to 1. Turn you back to 2 and 3, and you don't bother. So, Randy was like, hey, I see you've got your food started. What if, hear me out, you didn't? Oh, you're playing a dangerous game there, zombie. Alright, the zombies are starting to close in from all sides. Gather everyone. Alright. Meanwhile, you're using modded bionics and character creator to make Pond with 1500 move speed. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Like if that's fun to you, do it. Like don't let me ruin it for you. No, I didn't want you to go that way. Back up, Butte. Alright, Conrad, you did your job. You distracted. Let's hope... Why are you walking so far around? I mean, the answer is because there's, like, weird tiles and all that. Start running. Start running. Just get in there, Conrad. Oh, it's because I see. It's because they have the avoid zombies. They're trying to take weird pathing that's throwing me off. I didn't catch that's how that was gonna work. Well, that's unfortunate because I think we're gonna die here. Okay. Trying to reduce the number of bites you get from here. Chase me into the water, please. So how badly are you? Yeah, so you're bit a bunch of times, you're bit once. You've got a bite as well. Alright. There's just so many of them. Like, this does really escalate quickly. And the worst thing is gonna drop off, and it's gonna go right back up. All right. Come on, bait him. Excellent, well done. Okay. Oh yeah, that's P Music mod. P Music mod's fantastic. So people are starting to starve because I'm in this prolonged fight. Grab their attention, Conrad. We're just rallying them for days. You found out P Music was made by someone from Finland? Okay, that's cool. Alright, come on. Butte's gonna go down soon from the injuries they did sustain. Or was it Butte or Slick? Butte. Alright, you need to get over here so you don't get surrounded. Alright, come on. I need a gap in the zombies, please. I don't know what you are, but you're different and I don't like it. Alright. You have a weird squiggly over your head, and I don't know what that means either, so... Alright, come on. Imminent zombie infection, so you're dead. Because we don't have what we need to deal with it. So we've already lost a pawn. We need to reposition. Come on, follow Conrad. Why are you not shooting that one? We got people at major risk of breaking because they've been fighting non-stop for literal days with injuries and starvation and all that. All right. So the real big downer is we're gonna lose one of our pawns already and be stuck trying to make do with what we got left. Alright, try to do what you can. Everyone needs to eat, there's starvation. Buttes down. Oh, okay, so they'll fight and run. It's good to know. I'm putting too much effort into it because I'm not expecting it to do anything to help. So self-tend. Work. Everyone's a doctor now. And you're zombie infected, I can't save you. You're zombie infected, I can't take you. Cool, we have a raid. I mean, Slick is basically dead. I'm just letting Slick just do their thing as best we can. You go and grab the gun because being in melee range isn't gonna work. Alright. I didn't even think. Yeah, it's torso, so I can't help you. Yeah, so they're both torso, so I can't help them. I was wondering if there's like, I could, you know, cut off a hand or something that's infected and it would stop it. Alright. It's 5 a.m. here, and it consumed like 18 beers. It's fine. Maybe soon to sleep. It's a lot to drink. Yeah, so they're gonna become zombies, unfortunately. There's no preventing that anymore. So we have you drop your bolt action, and you're gonna take it. Okay. I'm pretty sure we die in here. Because this is now Conright's colony by themselves, individually. There's nothing else for Conrad to do other than just stand in here and research. Make that into a door eventually. It's not what I wanted, friend. It makes sense that you'd do that.
Take a sip. What's the worst that could happen?
Okay. So yeah, so we're trapped inside with 2 people who are infected with zombie plague, and we can't go outside because this is just not gonna go well. Like ultimately, I'm gonna have to run outside. We don't have any food set aside either, so we definitely have to change our strategy on how we're playing this because it's the first day messing with this this mod. You don't have a beard anymore. Gotcha. Over the course of 10 hours? I mean, still, it's not as bad, but knocking down an entire case of beer in a day by yourself is not nothing. Alright, so the problem is, I would need to get out here and actually harvest some food. And the issue is, we're going to be an increasing number of zombies. This definitely feels like a run that at the beginning of the run, it's going to be like super duper difficult to deal with. But then once you start to stabilize, it's probably not bad. I also don't know, it keeps going like this pshow sound. Like, I don't know what that sound means. Like, it keeps making the sound. I don't know what that means. It's you. Okay, it's a special effect that makes that sound. Alright, you 2 have a mission. Your mission is to run outside and try and distract the zombies long enough for Conrad to get food. Since you 2 are basically already dead. The zombies don't care, question mark? Ever play Factorio? Yep. I've got quite a few 100 hours in it. Good game. So that's another lesson, is when someone's infected, the zombies no longer care about them. Which is an interesting bit of information. Like, even with me meleeing the zombies, they don't care. I mean, it depends on how you want to approach the zombie lore. See, you don't know if you don't have any firewood, just electric batteries, but firewood is cheaper for you. Okay. So I've got the... That's fine. Oh, that's not fine, because those muffler are going to attack me and only attack the zombies if they get close enough that the zombies initiate. So I have mixed feelings about this mod, to be honest. Like, on one hand, it is definitely a different approach to the game. It's got its own mechanics and all that. And there's that. A lot of it does feel pretty silly, though. It's definitely a challenging mod. I don't know why you stopped fighting. It definitely goes away from the way I'm used to playing RimWorld. But yeah, it almost feels like I have to go out of my way, where normally I give myself a ton of ridiculous difficulty stuff to deal with. It feels like I need to go out of my way to give myself some earlier, not advantages, but where I normally put a ton of difficulty stuff on top of what I normally start with, that I just really can't do that on this one. We'll have to see. Alright, so here comes the Muffalo. Let's try and draw the Muffalo past the zombies. Okay. Come on, Muffalo. The Muffalo's curiously enough running around them. It was like deliberately avoiding them as best I could tell. Alright. Let's open this up. Just trying my best to thin the zombies out to see if we can't do anything. Let's see. At least not until you get an understanding of it. Yeah. I have a feeling it'll definitely get more interesting, but it's definitely one of those things that makes you scratch your chin, that I definitely need ways to slow the zombies down / control the direction they're attacking from. So that, you know, I can set up either like firing lanes or places where I can kite them. It definitely does not feel like one to build traps for, because the sheer numbers we're seeing, the traps would just go to waste. Oh good. Mega Sloth's Revenge. What is the rate the zombies come? It varies. It's like right now we're starting to get more and more popped in here, but we've already seen well over 100 zombies show up like by the 3rd day. But basically the way it works is just the game has this like little thing where it just kind of goes through waves of, okay, you have more zombies, okay, now you don't, okay, you have some zombies. And so there's like there's not a counter to that. The game just kind of throws what it throws at you and you got to live with it. I wonder if it makes sense. Yeah, it seems very hard. I agree. I wonder if it makes sense to do this one with the, not the lone explorer, but like the rich explorer kind of thing. You'd have only one pawn, but they'd have a really good weapon for him. And I could see that potentially being something that's a bit more workable. Now, I was told that this is balanced around the Combat Advanced mod, which is a mod that I just never run. So it could very well be that I'm giving myself a severe handicap compared to what it's expecting me to have because I don't run that mod. But I've already gone by the stance. If I'm forced to run a specific mod to do this, I'll just... Other than the thing itself. then I probably won't do it anymore. Like, this is our first day messing with it. I'm not convinced one way or the other whether to keep doing it or not. Jogger with a charge rifle? Yeah. I don't think Jogger would even be that necessary. The zombies don't seem to be too fast until they get on top of you. So the idea would be more... Yeah, it probably expects you to have guns. Well, this one we did have guns. We had a bolt action, a revolver. We had that for the start. And it went pretty well for a good while. And then we had 60-something zombies on the tile kind of closing in from all directions. And I lost track of where things were for a minute. And when I did, that's when our people got grouped up on and trying to kite them all. One of them took only one hit. Yeah, this one only took a single hit, and then this one got shredded pretty bad. But that one hit was an infecting hit. Versus Conrad, who was the one dealing with the melee stuff. Man, I have to get out. Bolt action, I could do much. So the bolt action worked out pretty well because you'd engage them from far enough away that they didn't get the chance to do anything half the time. So that part worked pretty well. But, you know, eventually we did start loot falling behind. Yeah, and the issue is you can see they're still just popping in here. Until we get a gap into where they're showing up, we should be getting more and more on the map. Epic beards matter? Yup. Yeah, trying to see what recovery, because I wanna see what happens. Normally in the game, when you're down to one pawn, the game practically throws pawns at you. But this has its own special storyteller, so I'm curious to see what happens if we can recover it. That's a big if, because the problem right now is I have all this food out here, and Conrad can barely leave to feed himself, let alone do anything else meaningful, because they didn't get a chance to put a perimeter up. And you can see I really didn't get much time to do anything for perimeter either. Like, the game gives you 3 days. Which it could be you're expected to make adjustments to the settings that the default settings didn't take consideration of. So it could be that you're just meant to maybe either give yourself more time or to reduce the multiplier. It's hard to say. Because like I said, I'm new to the challenge. I haven't looked up anything on it. I deliberately didn't. But it's a wild mod. It's very different from the normal game. Okay. So I might actually be able to sneak out and grab some food here in a moment. Go intercept. Grab the Twinkie and go. Be faster. I need you to eat now. Please, please. It is also kind of dumb that you don't count as eating unless you finish the entire duration of it. It's a game decision and all that. But, we'll just quickly try and sneak in back here for a moment. So we were unable to successfully eat something in that meantime. You know, this actually, there's an easy way I can deal with this. You know what the easy way to deal with this is? Hey, Butte. Go... No place that'll take the Twinkies. What do you mean? Is it in its own thing? No? Oh, right, you can't go in because I said no to the door. So I guess that's one way of dealing it with have these people drag everything in here. Yeah, I caught it a moment later, forgot that the doors were locked, because I normally don't have to do that in most of my runs. Oh, come on. Yeah, so if someone gets infected, I could send them out to grab stuff and bring it in, as long as I keep away from the doors enough that we don't, give the zombies a way to go in around us. So even if if someone does get infected, it gives me options of ways I can do other stuff to mess with the zombies. Yeah, I guess for me, I'm not... With the way the mechanics of this work, where they're not just straightforward RimWorld, I think that's good for the mod. I also don't think I want to put the time in to learn them. Because ultimately, it still comes back to me that this is a mod. Please stop blocking the door open. Alright. It's an interesting mod, but still. Okay, so the threat level's still going up. It does seem like the zombies entering the map are kind of just beelining to the base. We'll see. We like to see your Zomboid playing? Discipline is the key, I guess? Yeah. Ambush Knight, have a good time. Have a good time, Knight. Welcome to the map. Good luck, sir. Not a good place to sleep, I'll give you that much. I could also see a way to deal with this would be to deliberately choose a map that has a very large number of animals normally, because the zombies will attack the animals. That could be a way to basically get some zombies killed because the animals would fight back. Right, meat fodder. And it would slowly work through everything. I'm thinking when you have the person who gets zombie infected, if you gave them, like if you have a melee pawn that gets zombie infected, that's actually good. They could probably get through a good number of zombies on their way out. Because I have noticed since they became zombie infected, all of their stats have gotten locked. That they're not getting hungrier, they're not getting sleepier, they're able to fight forever. So it's kind of a weird thing. That you're gonna basically just throw them at the zombies and just let them do their thing. How long does it take for one to turn? It's something like 160 or 120 in-game hours. Shuttle has arrived. Where? Where are you going? Oh, you're getting medicine. And now you say, hey, you know what I would like? I think... Oh. Why would you corner yourself? Alright, so that's one thing to do, is you don't need to sleep anymore, so don't. Alright. They're trying their best to hold them back so that Conrad has a chance. But also, you know, it's not going so great. What is your shooting at? It's terrible. Yeah, so I've got them hauling everything they can into the building to give Conrad some time. They're getting serum and all that. All right. Meanwhile, Conrad, congratulations, you're a cook now. You do everything here. Pump them full of drugs and let them go berserk. I don't know if that's necessary. The other down thing is I'm not gonna be able to make the meal kits that last a long time. You're the master of your domain. Doing the best you can. Alright. Mad Caribou, that's fine. Yeah, alright. Bear with me, chat. I'm gonna drop this down to normal speed real fast. Are you about to go sleep? No. You're going for a walk. Because what's gonna need to happen is pretty soon I'm gonna need to use the restroom. Well, you're training, you're shooting a lot. Oh, really? The Mad Caribou managed to get all the way over there to Butte to finish him off? Cool. That's helpful. I didn't figure it was gonna make it around all the zombies. Alright, run away. Okay. You're not gonna make it there in time, are you? Yeah, so it's a different setup. It's a different challenge. I do kind of agree that this feels like it's intended for you running more mods. It's very genuine. It feels like you're expected to have a bunch of mods for like either run and gun or combat advanced or something like that. Which is what I was told after I started it, but I don't know. It's an interesting thing to do as a one-off. I do think if I'm going to be expected to have like 4 or 5 other mods to support playing this mod, it's going to be a no, which is usually why I don't do much in the way of mods that end up having significant changes, it's almost always the whole can of worms. But that's fine. I know a lot of people really love to mod their games very heavily. I'm just not one of them. Alright, Connor, I can get into here and get to bed. Oh, come on. Go to sleep. Oh. Well, I guess it's time for us to die. I forgot that one breaches the walls. Hey, you. Go start punching. Just leave the door open. There's no point in delaying. And the reason I say that is just very genuinely here. Once they're inside the building, like, that's where the food is. There's no point in delaying. Interesting that you're shooting despite being in melee. Hey, Infinity Simplex. Alright, so while we let this burn down real fast, I need to use the restroom real quick. So I'm going to use the restroom, and you can watch as this dies here, and I'll be right back. So thank you again for tuning in. I'll be back here in a moment. Okay, so it does look like they didn't immediately die, but let me guess, you got bit the hell out of? Oh yeah, there's no way you're not infected. But yeah. Not with, basically, I have to approach this entirely thing different. So this is pretty much over. These two are infected, they're just doing their own thing. You're surely infected with that many injuries. But yeah. Nah, so like I said, I do think either one, I'm gonna have to research this more. Or it's very much, it feels like it's kind of past the point of no funness, which is higher than no return. Sometimes pulling a constantly back for the brink is just no fun. And just riding out the soon to fail. Oh yeah, no, very genuinely with where we're at, I don't think this is one of those ones, because I feel like this one you could potentially ride it out to being safe, if you can get to that thing. I just need to change the entire way I'm doing it, because like I'm trying with a lot of these approaches to not just make like the super defense base and, you know, load up a bunch of mods that break the balance of the game, like run and gun and all those kind of mods. And so it is kind of one of those things that, because I don't like having those kind of things, that I feel like that's working against me, because I feel like this mod is anticipating you doing those kind of things. Because this is just the base settings for the game. I haven't turned it up or down. We're just like literally took the mod and said yes. but I normally do like tribal starts with no research, random research, and all that kind of stuff, and I do feel like this is intending on you having a lot more advantages than you normally would. So it's got its own balance that's not necessarily aligned with the rest of RimWorld, which is okay, but that means I need to do a bunch of trial and error to find that balance. And it's a neat mod. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I haven't decided yet. Either way, we'll definitely be playing more RimWorld here in the future. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to let this colony die. And then more than likely we're going to hit the point where we switch games because we're about halfway through streaming for those who are new to the channel. I usually play 2 games per stream. And it's like I do half the stream one game and they'll switch halfway through to another game. And that's partly so I don't burn out and partly that way if, you know, a game isn't a hit with some of my viewers, they can be like, yeah, well, I'll just hang out for an hour and I'll get to the other game. You know, and vice versa. But yeah, I don't know. This feels a bit too much of a change to the game than I necessarily feel like I want. It also doesn't help that I can't fast forward at all because they're forever in combat. Like, the fact that the zombies, like, once we get infected, they don't fight back and you can send your people to melee them down, it's kind of a cool feature. So you could, you know, potentially give your, like, you know, you got your melee pawn, they got infected, and you go, here's your Zeus hammer, you know, go forth and kill kind of thing. Like, literally, they don't get hungry or sleep or recreation or mood breaks. Which is a curious thing that they literally don't have a mood. But, I like the idea. I feel like I would need to do a lot more to figure it out. It's kind of the same reason I also don't. I've had people want me to run TTK, like, all the time. But the amount of tweaking and customization I would get TTK to be worth doing all the time, I'm not willing to. Yeah, so we're already infected and dead. There's no recovering from here. Alright. Well, rather than just milk this out and spend the next 20 minutes watching our people run around in circles as they eventually die to the zombie plague without any hope of survival, let's go ahead and bring that to an end. So what's going to end up happening here is we are going to be switching games. So first of all, for those of you over in YouTube, for your end, the stream is going to end and I'll be bringing it back up because I can't switch categories. So goodbye, YouTube, and thank you for tuning in. And the same will happen over there in TikTok land for basically the